Shalom, all praises to Yahweh Bahashem, Yahweh Shai Bahashem Akakodash. Double honors to the elder apostles, the bishops, and the elders of GMS who rule well. Peace and salutations to the elect. My name is Ainal. The title of the video is It's June, and we clearly see the M.O.T.B, right, which stands for the mark of the beast, found in Revelation chapter 13, verse 16, right? And there's been, which we're always talking about it, but recently there was a dude that pretty much pulled up, with the brain implant in his brain, right? And many other videos with brothers, coming out with information regarding, the digital system that's been put in place, right? And also, um, the M.O.T.B and implants and whatnot, right? And with this new situation regarding the dude, the Jake that had the implant in his brain, I was just thinking to myself, I said the elder apostles, right, was talking about this thing, way in the beginning, before this technology was here, right, before you could clearly see it, right? And that's why people was able to say things like, the microchip don't exist, or, we saying that the microchip is a digital device that's going to put into your body. They were saying like that's false, right? People put a fake potato chip on their hand with some tape or whatever, saying that's the microchip, right? Of course, IUIC, they were saying it's June, there is no microchip. One point, individual said they dog has a microchip, and maybe the leader said maybe the dog can buy you, some lamb or something like that. So a lot of scoffing and jokes around it. Right now, today, the Revelations 13 and 16, right, and 17, right, is speaking louder than ever. It's clear as day, it's evident. And what do you have to say about that? Because the elder apostles, right from the beginning, said that this micro C hip is a digital device they're going to put in your forehead or your right hand, right? Just like the scriptures say. And when they were saying it, you could not see it in the real world. But look it up right now today. Look up Neuralink, right? Look up the RFID chip. That's been, people already got it in their thing right now. And we're telling you that this devil is going to force it, make it mandatory, and push it on the world. What is that? Right? Just like that one chick when they were shooting up at the White House, she turned around. What is that? What is that? Right? What is that? What is this device that's in our face right now? You can't get around it. And pretty much that's the statement. What is that then? Tell me, what is that? Where can we find that? What that micro C hip, right, which is the M.O.T.B, where can we find that in the scriptures? Is right there. It is the scripture. This is the scripture for that, right? Everything y'all was saying was wrong. Our elder apostles were right, right? Therefore, that makes us right because we carry the same doctrine, And this is just another blowing the trumpet, reminding you not to take this thing, right? When they make it mandatory, because that's the testing, the hour temptation. I'm gonna just grab that real quick. It was Revelations 3 and 8. 3 and 10. Revelations 3 and 10, it says, because thou hast kept the word of my patience, I will also keep thee from the hour of temptation, right, which is a trial, a testing period, which shall come upon all the world to try them that dwell upon the earth. All right, it says, behold, I come quickly, hold that fast which thou hast, that no man take thy crown. And one way to allow someone to take your crown is by taking this device during the trial period, right? That's fastly approaching. When all hell is breaking loose, Jacob's trouble is full in effect, and they offer you a way out, which is submitting to them and taking their micro C hit. This is Revelations 13 and 15. It says, and he, the wicked, had powers to give life into the image of the beast, that the image of the beast, right, should both speak and cause that as many as will not worship the image of the beast should be killed, right, X'd out of society, right, and ultimately death, right, because if you don't have this, you can't buy or sell, meaning you can't feed yourself, right. It says, and he, the wicked, calleth all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads, and that no man might buy or sell save he that had the mark or the name of the beast or the number of his name. Here is wisdom. Let him that have understanding count the number of the beast, or the number of a man is number 600 right? 666. The wicked is tied to this number, right? It's all over the place. And, it's here. All right. So, I was looking for the other brothers video, regarding that, the one Jake I was talking about, but, it's all good. I'm going to just play this right here. This is Neuralink, right? And we know about Neuralink regarding Elon Musk and, going into the brain and allowing people to speak and see and, all these different miracles that they're doing with this technology. It don't matter. The Most High said, trust in him. Right now in the wicked, this world is ending. All right, we seek a continuing city. All right, so we just hold off, wait, and the Most High got us. All right, I'm gonna play like 5 minutes of this, and that'll be that.
There we go.
I'm talking to you with my mind.
We're starting off with reducing human suffering. Our first product is called telepathy, and that enables someone who has lost the ability to command their body to be able to communicate with a computer and the ability to do consensual telepathy.
In January of 2026, Ken became the second participant to receive a Neuralink implant for voice. He will be able to think, and his device will speak for him. And it sound like him. It will be OG Ken from way back in 2020 before his voice changed.
I'm not certain about whether soulmates exist or not, but if they do, you're mine. I took one look at your dating profile and I was like, wow, hubba hubba. I was smitten.
Ken and I had a whirlwind romance. We met on eHarmony, and we actually texted for 19 hours straight. At the end of that day, he says, can I call you? And when I heard Ken's voice, that was it. Was love at first sound, I guess is kind of the way it is. After we met, we actually started a black car business. He drove people from the airport to meetings. It was at that point where we kind of started noticing things changing.
I noticed that when I tried to pick these up upside down, I would fall over.
It just wasn't normal. And during COVID is when we noticed his voice starting to change. In January of 2024, we received the news that Ken had ALS. I remember feeling kind of the whole weight of the world, and it was really scary. I had already lost a husband. I think Ken was worried that he was going to leave me alone again.
Now, I don't want to, so regarding that situation with ALS, right? I'm going to look it up real quick on my phone right here. All right, bear with me. Because they mentioned the 2020 event. So my first thought is that the devils had something to do with that, with him, catching this, ALS, right? But I don't know. All right. So I'm looking it up. I'm not going to try to pronounce it, but it says a progressive neurodegenerative disease that affects nerve cells in the brain and spinal cord. These devils probably, want people to test their little situations on them. Desperate motherfuckers, I'll leave it at that. Leave it at that.
That was hard for you.
I like to God, like to be able to go and do things. I can't even go shopping anymore. And I can't get help lot of the time, yes, people don't understand my speech. It's really frustrating.
It's not only just the muscles not working, but it's the fatigue. You don't realize how much energy it takes to talk until you don't have that energy to waste. And it really takes away independence. Our house got really quiet. It's the silence that comes with ALS was kind of one of the things I didn't realize when it started was going to be one of the things I noticed the most.
The Neuralink device gives us something that no other device can give us, which is a single neuron recording from thousands of channels simultaneously. The telepathy product is basically recording the neural activity.
And I'm gonna play, the rest of a few minutes of this, but looking at that video, like I said, these devils are the cause of most of all the problems on planet Earth. All right, these are the wicked, right? And what is this? They got this sad ass music playing, and this man over here is going through it because of something they probably did. And shit. Not even that. Just a lot of the food that they give us and the things that they spray in the skies and all of that, cause these different problems. All right, Ecclesiasticus 12 and 10, it says, never trust thine enemy, for like as iron and rust of souls is wickedness. And like I said, listen to that while she was speaking the whole time, and what the man said was starting to happen to him during that time. This is what I was thinking about. Verse 11, it says, though he humble himself and go crouching, which is what he's doing with this video. Because mind you, this is Elon Musk, right, with his Neuralink thing. Got this sad ass music playing and people crying, and it's a sad situation. Well, how did the situation happen? Right? Verse 11, though he humble himself and go crouching, yet take good heed and beware of him, and thou shalt be unto him as if thou hast wiped a looking glass, and thou shalt know that his rust have not been altogether wiped away. And it's just a sneaky devil. Set him not by thee, lest when he hath overthrown thee, he stand up in thy place. Neither let him sit at thy right hand, lest he seek to take thy seat. And thou at the last remember my words and be pricked therewith. So, hey, trusting in, the wicked can lead you, like this dude that's going through his little situation. All right.
From the small area in the motor cortex that involve in execution of hand and arm movements. But if we go only about 2 or 3 inches below, there's another brain area that's involved in execution of speech.
We first heard about Neuralink online. And when he saw that they had a patient registry open for people.
And look, wait till this devil come down with great wrath too, because this man, every time you show this little thing, it's mainly like, oh, we can help the sick, and whatnot in their brain and make them walk and all that. So that's like the brain part of it, but they can, which they gonna control you from that too. But also the right hand part of it, right? The hand part of it is the buying and the selling and all of that too, right? A big portion of that too, because I guess you can do it inside your brain too, where everything is just right there in the brain, right? But he's gonna come down with that great wrath because he keeps showing all this. Oh, it's good for you. It's that. And really, it's about control. They're gonna make everybody take it, even if you don't even need it, right? You see these people like they would need some type of help, right? So he's trying to offer that help. But we gonna trust in Yahweh Bashmi Awashah. But this is Revelation 12 and 12. It says, therefore rejoice ye heavens, ye that dwell in them. Woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea, right? For the devil, right, is come down to you having great wrath because they have but a short time. All right.
People with ALS, he signed up that day.
When you have ALS,
had a patient registry open.
It's involved in execution of speech.
We first heard about Neuralink online. And when he saw that they had a patient.
Man, let me add this thing right quick. Because I think that was a big thing too. Bear with me. I'm gonna ask Google or whatever. Did this COVID situation or the jump shot cause ALS? Let's see what they say. Did COVID or the booster shots cause ALS in humans. Right. So you can search this up for yourself. You know, what it says for me is we reported an unusual case of newly diagnosed ALS following the J&J COVID-19 vaccination in a previously healthy individual. And we already know the whole situation behind that, right? So I don't gotta say too much more. But this man created the problem and he gave you a solution.
Registry open for people with ALS. He signed up that day.
When you have ALS, you have neuron degeneration. You're unable to transport the signal from your brain to your muscles. It's like a severed internet cable. And with the brain-computer interface, you bypass this pathway completely, and you can read directly from your brain to a device to do the things you want to do. Like most ALS patients, Kenneth was losing his ability to speak. It was slow, it was tiring and difficult.
You know, and how diabolical is this devil, you know, to even have these people saying what they're saying right now in this video. You know, diagnosed with ALS just recently. You know, look, 2020. Bro was speaking fine in 2020. What happened around 2020? You know? So, hey, just an update on that. All right, M.O.T.B. definitely here. It's June, and we clearly see the M.O.T.B. All right, Lord willing, you edify from the lesson. Shalom to the hopeful elect, which consists of men, women, and children. Shalom.